Good afternoon, good people, and welcome to another exciting episode of Certa Pro Painters Presents Montez at Midday. I'm your host, Dre Montez. How's everyone doing here today? It is Fist Pump Friday as well as Hawaiian Shirt Lay Day. It's Friday, a little overcast today, but I can take it. Good breeze last night. I sleep really well over that night rain. That night rain and that breeze come in, look, you sleep like a bear. You can hibernate probably for yourself. But how's everyone doing today? If you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. If you're off today and off for the weekend and got big plans, because boy, there's a lot going on in St. Louis this weekend and surrounding areas. So if you're doing that, have fun at it and enjoy your day off and your birthday and your anniversary for sure. It's Friday 13th. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. We got this. Got high fives in the building. Chest bump. Let's hug it out. Gotta get in there for the real thing. Gotta feel that out. Gotta feel that out for the people, of the people, and by the people. If it's your first time tuning in, if you're one of the few people that I met over a 4-month vacation, thank you so much for finally giving us a listen and a look, a like, and a share. Thank you all for the comments. The past 2 weeks was the second full week of the show. Well, the first week was a little rough. I'm going to call it operator area, but thank you to StreamYard for helping me get through those technical difficulties. But here we are closing out week 2. And boy, I've enjoyed the comments. I've enjoyed the likes and the shares. So thank you so much. And if you get a chance, visit www.dremontez.com. On Facebook, we have a page, Who's to Blame. On Instagram, we have a page, Who's to Blame the podcast. And on X or Twitter, depending on what age group you fall under, we have Dre Montez on Twitter as well. So there we are right there for good people. But how we doing? It's Friday, and boy, there's a lot of stuff that happened, a lot of stuff going on. But most importantly, I love the ability to watch shows that don't come on anymore, that had a type of a presence in your adult life or just you watching television. When shows came on once a week, it was a new episode, things of that nature. And with that being said, I've come to start watching Homicide: Life on the Street again. From the same people that brought you The Wire. So I'm watching it all over again. And here's what I get out of the show, the first season, that I never really paid attention to. And you can probably do this in your everyday life. You probably do it right now. If you work with a group of people or a team, you see the same people every day, you're going to have those conversations that you probably don't have at home or with anybody else. But you have these conversations with these people you work with. And I didn't pay attention to this when it was on in its heyday. But the conversations that these homicide detectives are having on the way to work, at work, in the car, after leaving a crime scene, is not always about the crime or what even police work. It's about life, what they've all been through, what they experienced. And I didn't pay attention to any of that when the show was on, but now I'm really involved into the conversations that these police detectives are having. That was filmed in the city of Baltimore, Maryland. And in the episode where it's the hottest day ever, it's so hot that AC out is in the precinct. They're having conversations about the unthinkable, relationships. How many of them have been married? How many of them are broken up? How many of them in a separated situation? But the conversations and the way they were having this conversation, it was some deep shit they were saying on why in the beginning when you meet someone that you're interested in, you pretty much tell them all. You tell them a whole lot in 2 weeks. And in 6 months, you're not that person anymore. And now they just up and leave. They were having conversations like that. But I didn't pay attention to it as much when the show was on, talking about the show, Homicide, Life on the Street. And I'm going to tell this right now. I hate that man is not with us no more. Andre Brown, that plays Detective Frank, the brother, he can get anybody to tell they did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. He get to sweating and get to yelling at you and getting all up in there, not disrespecting you, but yelling at you, then getting real close up in your face and giving that devilish smile. Oh, I know you did it. I know you did it. I know you did it. Oh, I didn't know him. I didn't know him. You were roommates for 2 years. What you mean you didn't know him? Homicide, Life on the Street gives you those conversations that you work with these group of people, but you're not talking about the job. You're not talking about any of that. You're talking about life shit, real shit, things that matter to you and to the people that you with. Just wanted to start off right there. But hey, welcome to today's show. Again, I'm your boy, Dre Montez. Hope everyone is doing well. Well, last night was the Thursday night football game between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Football Dolphins. And going into that match, I believe Tua was 1-5 against Buffalo. And Josh has figured out what to do with the non-throwing hand with that massive glove. A lot of speed in that game last night. But the game plan somewhere got twisted when the turnovers went to a whole new level for the Miami Dolphins. And usually in the beginning, Mike McDaniels can make in-game adjustments very quick. Now he just does this the whole time. I don't see him being animated as he was when he first got the gig. That rah, rah, rah approach. I think he got tired, got winded, maybe the hair plugs are doing that to him. And then Buffalo turned on the water faucet and put on the route. But in the game, of course, we saw the injury to Tua. I've watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sports programs this morning talking about the game last night and Tua. And a lot of them on the same page saying the same thing. But yesterday I was on another show and we talked about this game. I said, based on last week, how few quarterbacks tried to go man up with these big guys, linebackers, or try to run over a corner or safety, that the slide rule. Back in the day, back in the 80s and 90s, baseball coaches, assistant coaches would help out with football teams on showing the quarterback how to slide. Talked about this yesterday before the game, probably 2 hours before the game. Slide. Josh got to do it. You got a 6'5" frame, but them hits add up, they pile up, and the body gets torn down. But going to what happened last night, when the play was happening, I was like, I hope he slides. And the fact that it was Damar Hamlin, the young man who passed away on the field for Buffalo Bills a couple years ago, and the way Tua landed on the ground and his arm went up, I was like, oh no, not again. Not again. That's his 4th concussion in the league. But that's his 6th total concussion. I understand he's close-knitted with his family. I don't know if it's like Giannis type of relationship where he need these people, he need this group around him in order to make better decisions, be a better person, and be a great teammate and player. I don't know if he's in that situation. But when it gets to this point, you got to have that talk. You don't need a film. You don't need a documentary. Go talk to some of these former players, the ones that have been out of the league 10, 15 years. Go talk to them. See how they're doing. Everybody is different when it comes to the science of the body. Everybody's different. Some people can take hits, some people cannot. But at this point, with that many concussions, and we know from doctors, the eye tests, that the brain cannot do that. Take those many blows to the head. Can't do it. Concussions are up like crazy. Athletes are bigger, stronger, and faster. You got UFC, you got boxing, you got hockey, you got the NFL, and sometimes even soccer. So concussions up all across the board. But when it comes to the NFL and the fact that Tua signed that $216 million contract with $167 guaranteed, that negates the fact when we hear now, damn that. That's when the NFL Players Association needs to step in. My agent needs to step in. The NFL as a whole need to address this a whole lot better medically. That information that everybody can understand, the verbiage everybody can understand. Not like your doctor's handwriting, like, what is this? I can't understand this. But that's what needs to get. Stop bringing up the money. We know all these guys have a competitive nature. But playing hurt, playing through the pain does have its repercussions. It will come back at one time, and you're going to have some regrets. Why didn't I sit my ass down? Why didn't I take this a little bit more seriously? There are athletes that were some great household names in the 80s and 90s. Not in great shape today. Not in great shape today. I'm not saying that everybody is going to end up that way, but when you have that many concussions at the quarterback position, that the way you're taking these hits, that's the unsafe part. And that was the sad part last night and this morning, to hear the conversation of a Matau Te'o that used to play with, that's related to him, that's been in a concussion situation. RC Ryan Clark, for him to talk about the concussion situation that he had. I mean, it's a scary situation when you go through it. And when you see it in slow motion, it makes it even worse. You know, some replays they don't let us see anymore. They should not show those type of replays to us. If you didn't see it live, oh well. Oh well. But I hope Tua and his family, his doctors, his team, the Dolphins organization, and the NFL have a real serious talk. And I wish they would look at this sliding, getting help from baseball to help quarterbacks understand how to slide. There's a whole lot of athletes that can't do the most simplest thing in their sport. There are baseball players right now can't bunt. We saw last night a quarterback couldn't throw the ball out of bounds. And you're left-handed. Didn't get that. Simplicity is the biggest mistake when we take it for granted in anything that we do with effort. We're going to take a short break here, word from our sponsor here, and come back with more Fist Pump Friday edition of Certa Propanus presents Montez at midday. And it's Hawaiian Ship Day. And get laid today. I got laid today. All right. Be right back.
Mountain Man Screw. As smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on.
Woo! We're raising the roof up in here today. We're raising the roof up in Chia. today because it is what day? It is Friday, baby. It's Friday. It's Fist Pump Friday. As a kid in school, this was like your favorite day. You just kept looking at the clock. Then when you got grown and got a job with a little money in a car, you couldn't wait to get off work Friday for what? Happy hour. Remember happy hour back in the day? You had free food, 2 for 1, 2 drinks for the price of 1, a DJ, prize giveaways. Happy hour was amazing back in the day. Kids today that are 21, they don't understand all the free shit we used to get in bars and restaurants back in the day. Happy hour was either what? 3 to 6, 4 to 6, 5 to 7. And if you were on top of your shit, all day happy hour. But those were the days. All right, good people, moving right along. Tomorrow is one of our favorite days of the week. It is what? College football Saturday. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow morning, but I'm a co-host of a college football breakdown, my dude, Ray Cruz, and we talk about all the college matchups each and every Saturday from 8 a.m. up until kickoff, which is 11 a.m. All Sports, All Players Network, ASAP Sports Network. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitter, TikTok. We're there, but tune in tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, right there for sure. Well, it's impossible to watch all of the games, but I try my best to watch all of the games highlights on that midnight 12:30 Sports Center edition. Try to catch, but for the most part, I try to watch 6 games each and every Saturday. I think 6 games is pretty damn good when they're matchups and the way that college football is done. Whether you can watch 8 games at one time, 6 or 4, it's still enjoyable. But these are the 6 games I am looking forward to watching. College football just gets you pumped. I mean, from the moment you get up on Saturday, you can just smell the aroma in the air. It's football Saturday. Shake it down with me, Dre. Shake it down. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing this LSU South Carolina game. I don't want to judge too many teams too early from week 0 to week 3. By week 4, you should have this thing together. You should have the understanding of what you're doing as a team, okay? In practice, in the film room, and at game time. You should have that in order. Coaches, you're just as accountable as the players are in getting your guys and your team ready for the matchup each and every week. Not just when you want to, when you find it convenient for you. Because it doesn't seem like they're emphasizing the teach-back method in some of these matchups. They're just watching these kids fail. There's no communication on the sideline because the camera's there. Nobody lips are moving. I'm zoomed in. That coach didn't say shit. You going to let that boy call the same play 3 times like that? Where's the help here? Where's the help? I understand in-game growth, but come on now, coaches. Show me what's right and what's wrong. In this LSU South Carolina matchup, there's a kid on defense for South Carolina that's only 18 years old. I think he just turned 18 this week. The speed and the size of this kid is like some Javon Curse, the freak from Florida. Reminds you of him. Long, lean, and quick on the end. That's what I like to see. When the announcers say that, that's breaking down the analytics of the game. Oh, he's long, lean, and fast and knows what he's doing. Sign him up, coach. Make him a starter. Let's go. I'm picking South Carolina on this one. It's just something about them Gamecock fans and the fact that the cheerleaders have on their shorts. We love our cocks. Go Gamecocks. Next up, Texas A&M at my Florida football Gators playing in the swamp. Well, that game against Miami was ugly. but we regrouped. We figured it out at the helm, meaning quarterback position. But let's not overthink the process. Keep it a simple game plan, things that can be done for its execution offensively. Okay. Put me in a winning position, field position, and time possession. Scoring opportunity. Those three things matter when you're trying to get a dub. We can't take A&M too lightly. They got some issues. They're fighting through it as well. They're on the learning curve. But I don't want to overthink the process on the possibility of the head coach getting fired if he messes this up with overdoing it. You can do too much of a game plan for his game preparations as well. Keep it simple and to the point. I'm going my Florida football Gators in this one. Next up, we got UGA, them Georgia Bulldogs at the Kentucky Wildcats at Kroger Field. Oh, boy, oh, boy. The Kentucky program has come a long way. And it's not known for college men's basketball anymore, or soccer, or baseball, or gymnastics. They're putting it together all around program. That football program is growing. I don't think they're there. This could be a great matchup for them, though. Great matchup. I don't see a UGA beatdown, but the speed that they have on both sides of the ball is frightening. It's frightening. And how cocky Kirby is when it comes to coaching is pretty interesting for me to watch. But give me UGA winning this one. I don't see a beatdown, but give me UGA winning this one. Next up, I have Boston College playing MIZ. ZOU. The expectations of Mizzou's football team has been, this is the highest I've heard it since even the year they won the SEC when they came in it. The expectations wasn't that high. But the expectations for this class, this team, there are people having them in the conversation of the playoffs, in the conversation of possibly being in that Final Four or even winning the national championship. But other than that, people are saying they could win the SEC. I've only seen Mizzou play one game. That was the first game. I was wowed and blown away by the speed. Shout out to Luther Burden. Who? Luther Burden. Luther Burden. Give me Mizzou winning this one over Boston College. Next up, we got Utah versus Utah State. What's a Ute? I don't know. Or is it a Utes? Is it a Ute or Utes? This is a rivalry. And I love seeing rivalries this early in the year. I really do. Give me Utah in this one. Next up, we got Oregon at Oregon State, another rivalry. But Oregon, all the hoopla they made last year, they're not there. They got some additions on the offensive side of the ball, and it's a little hesitation with the play calling to me at the quarterback helm. So let's see if they can get it in order this week and win in this rival matchup against the Beavers of Oregon State. But I'm taking Oregon in this one. Give me Oregon. So those are my 6 college football games I'm watching tomorrow. We don't know what's on the menu yet, but that's the watch list right there. That's got to break it down. We got to start off with a football documentary at 6 a.m., okay? As I'm prepping for the show tomorrow, I do it at 8 a.m. And then I simultaneously watch college football on ESPN, SEC, and the Big Ten Network. They bring in real facts to you. Former players that were household names hosting these big college football shows. I love it for sure. All the way through the body, through the pain. I tell you one thing I love. The Major League Baseball playoff commercials with my man from Atlanta, the TV show. When he is laying down on the base, and he said, wonder what it's like. You steal something in front of 40,000 people. He's talking about the stolen bases, and it says baseball is something else. They got a couple other ones showing you the speed and the home run power, but they really stepped up their game with the Major League Baseball playoff promotional commercial. And speaking of Major League Baseball, during the postseason, they're doing advertising on the helmets. Cha-ching, Major League Baseball. Cha-ching, Major League Baseball. If you're just tuning in, we talked about, to open up the show, Homicide: Life on the Street. I'm watching that again. And I'm getting more out of it now from the conversations they're having, not about the crimes, not about the job, but about life. They're having life conversations while they're walking somewhere. Outside interrogation room, walking up the steps to the building, walking to a crime scene. But again, they're not talking about the crime scene or the murder until they get on scene in front of the body of other police officers. But they're having conversations. So I like that. And we also talked about the Tua situation last night. Very scary situation. NFL, Major League Baseball need to get together and show these quarterbacks how to slide properly. Also, the Tua money versus Tua health. Talk to his family, close-knit family. Talk to the team, the NFL Players Association, and my agent. All of us talking. Everybody get in here. We're going to get on it. Matter of fact, get the neurologist in here too. Get on in here. Get in there. We all going to talk this out. We're going to figure this out. Am I equipped and healthy enough to continue to play this game at this level? Be honest with me. Shoot it from the hip. Let's go around the room. Let me know. I don't want to hear no medical terms. I want to hear terms that we all can understand. And you got video footage, that'll be good. That'll be good. You want to PowerPoint this? That's what the wall for. But that's what I would do. We did our college football picks as well. Yay. And now it's time for the granddaddy, grand dragon of them all, NFL Sunday games. Week 2. We all know what happened last night, not just the injury, but the outcome of the game, that being nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, stand up. That fan base is growing. I'm starting to notice that. That fan base is growing. Yes, yes, yes. But we also have our matchups for Sunday. We got the Raiders taking on, can't read my own damn handwriting sometimes. Oh, the Raiders playing Baltimore. Lord have mercy. I don't know what Baltimore head is at. You got the big boy to be your running back. You got Derrick Henry. And you're running a spread offense. Was that the first game experiment? Let's just see what this looked like. We're going to try this first. We're going to try this first. Okay, all right. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Vegas Raiders. Taking Ravens over Raiders. Next up, we got the Chargers and Carolina. I think Carolina's in serious trouble. I think they're in serious, serious trouble. Like, I think they made a decision that's going to put them in the L word, loser, loser, for at least the next 5 years. That many number 1 draft picks ain't going to help. You need somebody that knows the game of football to put a team together. Because what we saw last week, and we'll go last season, there's something going on there. We've talked about you can't tell billionaires shit. They're going to spend and buy what they want. They look at, I guess, their stock, as in the players, a little different than we do. The analytics they're looking for, how much this is going to cost me, how long he's going to be healthy, and what can he do for us today. I think that's how they look at things. They're not looking at nothing in the now. Because there's no way they put that team out there to compete this year at a high level. No way possible. Unfair to football and unfair to the people of Charlotte. Go Chargers. Next up, we got Seattle, Dallas. Was that Seattle and Dallas? No, that's not Seattle and Dallas. Saints at Dallas. Saints at Dallas. Saints at Dallas. It's too early to try to predict if the Cowboys going to the playoffs or is this team serious or who's all in. It's week 2. It's week 2. They just knowing the teammates' real girlfriend name and side chick name. It's early. It's early. I can't make those in. I can go week to week until just like in college, week 4, playtime over. That's when they get real. That's when they get real. I have to go with Dallas. The way Dallas played last week, I like what I saw out there. So give me Dallas. Next up, we got Tampa at Detroit. Baker. Aren't you glad that the comparisons of the attitude and personality of Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield went away? I don't know what happened, but Baker Mayfield finally grown up now. No more childish things. He is really taking this game of football. So the man is reading his playbook. He's watching game film. He's breaking it down with his coaches and offensive line. I'm proud of this young man that he has turned out to be, because at first he was a loose cannon. Is it Cleveland that's doing that to people, the state of Ohio? Are they ruining? They done had a little history of quarterbacks that get up there and things ain't right. So what's in the water up there? What's in the water? We got Delicious. Let's find out what's in the water up there in Ohio. We need a background check. Last 10 years, they've been tripping up there at the quarterback position. Detroit, though, that coach knows how to motivate them. Get something out of you. You know you can play this game, but sometimes you need a little bit of reassurance. And he has a fine way of getting his message across. I'm sticking with Tampa in this. Give me Tampa. Next up, we got Indy at Green Bay. I want to know who both of these teams are. Who are you? Who are they trying to be? What is the identity? What is the identity? They playing in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. So this could be one of those games that could come down to a field goal or a turnover. So I think field position and time position are the keynotes of this game. And I think looking at my notes here, check that off. I'm going to take Green Bay in this. I'm taking Green Bay. Yeah, taking Green Bay in this. Yeah. Next up, we got Cleveland and Jacksonville. I don't know what's going on with Deshaun. Hi, Deshaun. Because this off the field stuff, this off the field stuff, hey, man. Hey, you need a real friend in life tell you to do what? Sit your ass down somewhere. Calm down, player. Until he wants to play football, the distractions to me are not warranted for the other players in that team that want to play football. So until they fix that, and I like the way Trevor's looking with Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville. All right. Next up, we got San Fran and Minnesota. What is Minnesota doing when it comes to football? What are they doing? San Fran is clicking. They clicking out there. The speed, they can put anybody behind that line and run the ball. When you have a simple game plan like that for Brock Purdy and the 49ers, they make winning look very easy. Winning very easy. Give me the 49ers over the Purple People Eaters of America. Next up, we got Seattle and New England. Ooh. This coach Mayo may have figured out something. It's not how they coach sometimes. It's the way they communicate to you in their coaching voice. You ever had a coach that just don't sound right? I ain't listen to this motherfucker. Then you get a coach like, hey, what did he just say that? Say that again. Oh, like Jim Leland, old baseball coach. The way he simplified the game. Terry Francona the same way. Some coaches can make your job in the game very, very easy or very hard. And there are not that many out there anymore. But the ones that do make the game very easy for you to understand and do your job at a high level and win the game or compete in the game to give you the opportunity to win speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. Speaks volumes right there for me. I'm taking New England in this. All right, we got the JETS SSS New York Football Jets taking on the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee another ball club. I don't know what's going on. Don't know. The Jets, you cannot. Aaron Rodgers can't run. Look, 40 is 40. 40 is 40. You got to use his highest attributes each and every play. What is Aaron Rodgers good at? Turn up a defense. Let him do it. That scramble run shit, no. We're not there yet. I'm taking the Jets on this one. Taking the Jets. Next up, we got the Giants at the Washington Commanders. Washington is on the rise. They got the right people in place in the front office who know how to run a team, know how to build a team, understand the financial commitment of putting a team together. They have those type of people, and that's great to hear and see, and especially when players know it, who used to play the game, and they're talking about what the Washington Commanders are doing and how the future looks for them. Make the game real simple for them. Give me the Washington Commanders in that one. Next up, we got the Rams at Arizona. Both of those teams used to play here in St. Louis. Keep it down. People still mad about that. Let it go, Dre. Let it go. Give me the Rams. Matthew Stafford can throw a hell of a ball. He can throw a hell of a ball. And I still don't know too much happened in Arizona the past 2 years. Too much has happened there. I need more explanation. I need more documentation. I need more video and audio. What's really going on in Arizona? Give me the Rams. Next up, we got Pittsburgh at Denver. Mike Tomlin has a game plan to beat Denver each and every time. Doesn't look like Russell Bus Wilson is going to quarterback this weekend. So Mr. Fields, Justin Fields, will be QBing for the Pittsburgh Steel Curtain Steelers. In my Denver Broncos, we didn't play a bad game last week. We did not have a bad game. Bo Nix didn't have a bad game. We just got beat. We just lost the game. We didn't get monkey whipped, dog walked, or nothing like that. We just lost the game. Okay, moving right along. Now, the progressions need to check in right now. What did we do in preseason? What we did in week 1 and what we did in practice this week. What we building on for this week. So unleash Bo Nix now. Unleash him. Give me Denver. Next up, we got Cincinnati and Kansas City. That's Joe Burrow's ghost. But in the regular season, I think he can get him. It's the postseason that they have a problem with the Kansas City football Chiefs. Some teams know when to get turned up. Some people come out the season hot, but they die around mid October. And those other teams, they get hot right after Thanksgiving. Okay, time to go now. Yeah. That September and October football, a lot different than November, December, and January. A whole lot different. That's but the Chiefs, they looked good last week. When the Chiefs are having fun on the sideline and on the field and between the hashes, that's a winning team. I'm taking Kansas City in this one. And we got Chicago at Houston for the last game. All the quarterback matchups. CJ Stroud really knows how to read a defense. There's certain quarterbacks that break down film. You can tell when they're reading a damn cue card that the coaches made for them, or when they say, "No, I got this. This was going to happen. This was going to happen. This was going to happen, and this was going to happen." But what would you do to get out of that? This is what I would do. This is what I would do. And they break it down. Watching him do that, I was like, wow. If John Gruden wouldn't have pissed off the entire NFL in the broadcasting community, that quarterback show he had was beautiful. Beautiful. Wish we could get that again. I don't know what Chicago intentions are, but on defense, my dude, my man, Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat is on that squad. But I'm taking Houston. So last week, what up, cuz? Last week I went 11-5 in my football picks. I won one of my fantasy games, and I lost another one, 165 to 163. Also, this weekend, there's so much going on. You got music at the intersection going on. And they got some nocturnal event going on for kids on Locust in the Grand Center that starts tonight. Awesome. Check it out for your kids. If you have teenagers that are responsible, there's no drinking, none of that stuff. Just a fun time for teenagers. The good old days. The good old days. We're good old days. I got that going on. And also, I'm not a fan of it. I've seen more highlights of it than anything. But this UFC pay-per-view match tomorrow, they're fighting in Vegas in the Sphere. Have you seen that thing? Have you seen that thing? Oh my God. So I'm looking forward to watching that Saturday night. Again, I don't watch UFC normally. I just watch the highlights. But the commercials I've been seeing about where the fight is at got me all tuned in and tuned up. Speaking in and tuned up, thank you guys so much for tuning to today's show. Do the best you can to have the best day that you can. It starts with you with that self-talk in the mirror. We got this. But as I said, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, you can tune in and check out ASAP Sports, All Plays, College Football Breakdown with Ray Cruz and myself, Dre Montez, on Facebook, YouTube, X, and wherever you can watch live streaming. It's out there for you for sure. So check that out tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Take you right on up to kickoff. Right on up there when we can start the day, the real day. On a perfect Saturday, I'd be around a barbecue grill doing the show with a GoPro on. Doing the show with a GoPro on. So there we are, folks. I want you to enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and most of all, don't get laid. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow on the College Football Show. But for the rest of you, we'll see you Monday, same time, same bat channel. Peace. Until next time, we out.